Alrighty, guys. Take 3 on this one. I don't know what is wrong with my editing app. I've tried to edit this thing 3 times, or this is the 3rd time I'm trying to edit it. Don't want the whole world having Bam's phone number, so I'm so sorry. 3rd take. Bam. You're killing me. Alright. So, alright. Enjoy the video, guys. Again, sorry for everything. I'm just, it's been a long day. Alright, guys. Bye. Enjoy the vid. Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my beautiful rideshare revolutionaries. Hold on. We're going to change the angle on this one. Alrighty. Y'all know who the fuck it is. The man, the myth, and the machine. Had a big morning this weekend. Not as big as some of the other members of the 2K club. My buddy Manny made over $280. Uber shy guy James, I think before 10 a.m. he was before 300 bucks. Why? Because they're pros, they know the market, and because they stuck to the program. When you know how to drive, you make money in Chicago. When you know how to capitalize on demand, that's when you make the money. And when you don't deviate from the course, right? Like when you know the best time to use your filters, right? When you know the best time to stop taking airport rides, that's when you maximize earnings. I only made one, from 4 to 10, I made, what, 186 or something? Not as good as they did, but that's still a really good, fucking Bam. Anyway, alright. Gonna have to edit that out. Alright. This is something I found really interesting this morning, because it started to surge a lot. Like, there was some AM surge this morning, and then around like 6:45, 6:50, it started to surge like mad. So when it starts to surge like that, that's when I start checking the rider app, because I'm like, okay, because I don't really want to take airport rides doing economy, right? Because I do select and XL and all that stuff. I'll do it. I won't be happy about it. But I'm much more likely to take an airport ride if I'm fairly confident the surge won't multiply. Because when it surges heavily and they start charging the passengers more, that's when you stand a higher chance of getting the multiplier, right? So around 7:30, I know you can't really see it up there, but this is 7:13 a.m. I checked a ride from Gallery Cabaret, which is a dive bar in Bucktown. I figured that's a good location because that's where surge was kind of heavy at that time. Checking a flight to O'Hare, and an UberX I noticed was nearly $62 for a 50-ish minute flight, 50-ish minute ride, right? And then I checked Lyft, which I could not believe. So, and I thought this was really interesting. So keep in mind, that's the exact same time, guys. All right, the exact same time I checked Lyft. Now, if you noticed, on Uber, it said the drop-off was 8:07. The reliability of the service isn't different from Uber and Lyft. Like once the passenger gets in the car, odds are very high that it's going to take you about the same time to get to a destination, whether you're taking Uber or Lyft or Via, whatever. Right? But look, that says 8:07 drop-off at 7:13. On Lyft, it said 8:14. So literally a 7-minute difference. That and the price, look at the price difference, guys. The Uber, $61. The Lyft, $101. So nearly a $40 difference from one app to the other. But the thing that stands out to me is that says 8:14 drop off. So that means it would have taken a driver 7-ish minutes to go get, 7 minutes longer to go get the passenger rather than Uber. Which tells me there was much less Lyft drivers on the platform this morning. Now, some of you guys are like, who cares, right? A lot of you, yeah, who cares? Really? Yeah. Who cares is, that was 7:17. Wait, did I not take a screenshot of the Lyft surge? Hold on. All right, we'll get back to that. So, at 7:17, the north side of Chicago started surging very heavily, okay? And more than I expected. It was raining out, 3-day weekend, but still very, very busy. That was the surge on Uber. Did I take a screen? I did not take a screenshot. Well, okay, at 7:20, 3 minutes later, that was the power zone I was being offered by Lyft. This is the biggest issue with the Lyft power zones, is they do not reflect demand, and that's why they're so fucking dumb. Right? If the Lyft power zones reflected demand, then maybe that passenger there wouldn't have to wait 7 minutes to get a ride. They wouldn't have to wait an additional 7 minutes. Like, they could get to their destination quicker if there wasn't drivers scattered looking for power zones. Okay? That's the huge flaw of these idiotic power zones. So you guys keep on defending them. It's beautiful watching you guys try to defend these things. But anyway, back to that. So at 7:18, you guys see the surge there, right? 7:18. I checked. I put a pin drop at the Laugh Factory, which is a good spot in Lakeview, to see where they charge for an UberX. An economy ride would have paid would have been charged nearly $120 to a passenger. That's big time. That's pretty much 3x pricing, 3x surge. Yeah, that's maybe a bit more. That'd be like maybe 3.3 or something. Maybe, yeah. Let's just say 3 to 3.5x surge. And if a driver would have taken that ride, very high likelihood the surge would have multiplied. Driver was probably making anywhere from $60 to $80 on that ride, UberX. Okay, bit more on comfort. That could have been a $100 comfort ride. Okay. The same pin drop location at the same time on Lyft. $163. And you would have gotten dropped off later. So again, check back to, I know I'm all over the place. On UberX, if at the same exact time, at 7:18, on UberX, that ride would have taken 56 minutes. On Lyft, you would not get dropped off until about 8:30, 8:26. So again, it would have taken longer to get a Lyft passenger or Lyft driver, and you would have been charged. That's 5x pricing right there. That's 4.5. That's about 4.5x surge. So on prime time, that would be a 400% prime time for Lyft, for regular Lyft, for economy Lyft. That would have been at least 4x, somewhere between 4 and 5x. Crazy. And that's why I took this. Oh yeah, and check this out, guys. A Lux Black, pretty much limousine service on Lyft, you would have gotten there sooner. You would have gotten there sooner in a Lux Black, and it would have been cheaper than taking a regular Lyft at 8:19 this morning. And I think that's because Lux Black drivers, if they're any good, like, they're not chasing power zones, right? Or they pop up, and if they're too far away, they're not going to do it. Then it's not really worth it for a Lux Black driver. If there's one in the area, maybe they would load it up. But it's funny how you're more likely to get a Lux Black ride sooner and get to your destination quicker in a Lux Black than economy, when there's way more economy rides. But the stupid power zones are dispersing, so your odds of getting one of those rides is much lower. Now here's the fucked up. That's why I took the screenshot of this. I know. That's not how power zones work. The guy in Lakeview might have had a power zone closer. Like, if there was a driver in Lakeview close to Laugh Factory, I understand that driver might have gotten one. But if that driver did not get a power zone and took an airport ride, and the Lyft passenger was charged $163 for over an hour long ride, and the driver, since if he or she did not get a power zone, that driver would have made like $28. That would have been the last ride that driver ever took, because they'd be like, Lyft just screwed the fuck out of the passenger and screwed the fuck out of me. I'm never driving for them again. I'm gonna take my pink Uber logo and rip it up and throw it away. And that's what happens with this kind of shit, guys. It's unbelievable. That's what I'm saying. The power zones are trash. And I don't want to get to. Oh, there's a parking person walking around, so I got to wrap this up. That's what the SIRRs look like over the rest of the morning. Again, look at that, guys. 7:30. 9 minutes later, my stupid power zone is still on the west side of Chicago. Nowhere near where I was driving away from. That's where my power zone was. I never even got close to that area. So dumb. Lyft is so amateur. That was 7:30. Again, which company would you drive for in these circumstances? Seriously. Again, I was checking prices. That was at 7:30. Lyft leveled off a little bit there. That was from current location, so yeah. And then this was towards the end of the morning at 8:05 from around LaSalle and Michigan Avenue, right by the Lakeshore Drive in LaSalle, I should say. UberX was $114. Yeah, this is around $114. Black was only $4 more expensive. So, and classic Lyft was $135. But here's the thing. That's what the Uber surge looked like at the time. Very heavy surge. That's what the Lyft, not even a power zone, guys. So, like, again, I had my app on. My app is on. I did not even have a power zone available to me. So if I would have taken an airport ride at that time from that location, an hour-long ride, they would have charged the passenger $135. I would have taken home $26. Lyft has some major changes they have to do. One, they got to quit fucking with the rates. Two, they have to improve their power zones, because awareness is growing. People are getting better at operating the apps, okay? Hopefully they are, at least, right? Because Lyft is doing a very, very good job of chasing away its drivers. Because someone in my group chat, Eli, who's made the news a couple times, even he said, no good drivers are taking these rides. If you're a good driver, you're staying on Uber. If you're a good driver, you're not gonna take 1/5 of what they're charging the passenger and be happy about it. Literally, the only drivers that are going to be taking these rides are going to be the ones stuck on the rental programs, and that's why they rolled out the power zones in the first place. In my opinion, at least, because they know you guys are stuck and they're going to abuse you as much as they can. So, yeah, the proof's in the pudding, guys. Look at this. I think the power zones, I don't like them at all. The power zones are totally inferior compared to Uber. The only good side of them is the fact that sometimes they pop up at random times, random locations, and you can load them up. But they don't reflect demand, which is the stupidest shit ever. And they don't. I've seen like 2 multiply. So they barely multiply, and they don't reflect demand, and they don't pay as much as pools do. So, I mean, like I said, is Lyft trying to scare away drivers? I don't know. We'll see. But all I know is this morning was very interesting. So, I know a longer video than I want it to be, but that's all I got for this one, guys. I want to thank y'all for watching. Everyone, please stay safe, stay driven, stay classy. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.